ever since I first saw a picture or a trailer for V for Vendetta, I was always so curious about the man in the mask. I always wanted to see this movie, but I never did. So I thought I should spoil myself on a nice Saturday night and finally watch it. Expectations are a funny thing. I've built this movie so far in my mind that anything less than a great movie would mean a disappointment. But was I disappointed? By the by, I'm Valentin Manteghi, the movie guy, and this is my review for V for Vendetta. V for Vendetta is set in a dystopian England. Here, the country is ruled by a fascist regime. There is a curfew, lots of items are banned, mostly art, the news are censored, basically what you would expect from a totalitarian regime. Evie goes out past curfew one day and gets caught by the Fingermen, the militia. Weird name, right? She gets saved from getting abused by a masked man who calls himself V. V has a plan that he broadcasts to the entire England. On the 5th of November of next year, everybody should rise and the Parliament building will get blown up. Let's talk about V first and foremost because he caught my eye for such a long time. The character is one of the most interesting in cinema history. Of course, the whole movie is based on a graphic novel with the same name. V has a way with words. He's elegant but brutal at the same time, very smart, and he's not afraid to die for his cause. He's very fleshed out as a character and even has some comedic moments. He's a big fan of the Count of Monte Cristo, and there is a scene where he spars with a mannequin in armor, probably recreating a scene from the movie. He is very good at fighting and he is very mysterious, which really got me interested in his backstory. The story is told through three perspectives: V, Evie, and Finch. Finch is an investigator who is tasked with bringing down V, but finding someone who always wears a mask and can't be identified isn't an easy job. It is through him that we find out most of the masked man's backstory. I like the setting very much. The movie is set in 2032, but England has a Victorian style to it, which is one that I absolutely adore. There are some modern objects like plasma TVs. The movie feels like it is in a world that is standing on its own 2 feet, not a world that was created only for the movie. It has a past that is not given to us all at once, or some information we don't receive at all. It gives the illusion of this place being real. There are a couple of action scenes in this movie, but they aren't done very well. The effects are also pretty bad. I'm sure that they were great back when the movie was released, but they don't hold up. They don't ruin the experience, it's just something that needs to be pointed out. Natalie Portman, man, she is my favorite actress and her performance in this movie is exactly why. She gives her all in every role and she is exceptional. Her crying is unmatched, her facial expressions and deliveries are great. Her accent is a little off, but it's not annoying. She was really good in this one. And Hugo Weaving, my god, this guy had me on the edge of my seat every time he was in a scene. He stole every one of them when he was involved. I'm sorry, Natalie, but he did. A very charismatic performance from Hugo. I want to talk about 3 scenes from this movie that will stick with me. In the beginning of the movie, when V saves Evie, she asks him why he is doing this, and he responds through one of the most complex dialogue that you could write, with most of the words beginning with the letter V. That scene blew my mind. I also really like the scenes where banned art was shown. For example, V has a jukebox and loads of books in his lair. Gordon had a Quran page and portraits. It's absolutely amazing, and it does prove that mankind will always protect art, no matter how much danger that may put them in. But my favorite scene was the story of Valerie. How could it not be? I don't want to give anything away from it, so you guys just have to find this scene and watch it, or better yet, just watch the entire movie. Well, I've waited a long time to see this movie and I'm mad that I didn't watch it sooner. A thought-provoking, enjoyable watch that got even better and better as it kept going. And while a character like V could turn even a bad movie into a decent one, everything else about this movie was up to par. For my alternative pick, I've chosen Elysium. It's also a movie about class struggle, but it is a bit different than V for Vendetta. It's a lot more action focused and you might have a good time watching it. So my rating for V for Vendetta is 4 stars.